Hello and welcome. This is Beth Eldridge from Mindful Living, Learning, and Communication. This video is a follow-up to one which you might have already seen called True Self-Care. So today I'm going to give you an example of the kind of self-care that I was talking about that goes deeper than superficial everyday marketing, kinds of self-care that help you feel a little better in the moment, but not really dealing with the true issues. So I'm going to give an example of working with the values list to really clarify what's most important to you in a particular moment and what to do for your self-care. So last week, I had a really stressful week. The kind of week where it was like the pandemic was happening, family members were sick. I was navigating, communicating with people in close environments and not knowing about their vaccine status. It was a lot of stressful events, along with my own physical well-being issues, dealing with an injury and not being able to do as many things as I had been. And so it was a real need for self-care that week. And honestly, I did pick some of those easy out kind of methods, watching some Netflix, eating some chocolate. If I'm being honest, sure, I did some of those easy, let me feel good now kinds of things. But I also was really blessed to have deeper practices and deeper ways to connect to myself and support me getting to a much better place much more quickly than I might have otherwise. So for those of you who know me from my mindfulness work, you know that there are many tools there to help with stress reduction. So, for example, I one night just did a 45-minute deep relaxation where I listened to a guided meditation and just rested my body, lying on the floor, inviting well-being, letting the muscles relax and rest. I also went to a meditation group because I love having connection and not just doing it alone. So both of those were meeting needs for relaxation and rest, and then connection when I went to the meditation group, practicing together. That also connected to my need for learning because we did a reading from a teacher, and for inspiration. I know that when things are tough, I need a little extra inspiration. So I did a few readings last week that also helped me. And when you kind of get in that space where it's just kind of off, but you're not even sure what to do, first of all, it's being willing to turn towards the difficulty, being willing to look within, to sit with the discomfort. And once you do that, you start to have more choice and more agency towards your own well-being. One of the tools that I like to use for this is the list of what's called either needs or values from nonviolent communication. And so I can demonstrate for you right now how to use that tool. So for example, last week, I really needed peace. I was frustrated about the injury, about the difficulty doing things, and I needed peace. So I took care of that relaxation need. I took care of that going to a meditation community, and it helped me to bring acceptance in my heart, even for a state of being which I didn't like, which at the same time I knew was temporary. And so that principle from mindfulness that all things change also helped me out. So I also was longing for connection last week. And so I ended up talking with my cousin and sharing with her about some of the challenges that I was having. And I wanted a little support. And she's always encouraging and a good listener. So when you know what you want, connection and support, that'll help you identify the strategy to use. For instance, if I had called another friend, someone who, let's say, is very talkative and not the great listener, then I would not have gotten quite as much connection and support. So I purposefully chose a strategy that aligned with my needs. And that gave me more agency in terms of getting what really mattered to me. So looking at this list, physical well-being also stood out quite a bit for last week. So I made sure to go to bed early. I made sure one of the days to stay in my pajamas all day. I was working from home, so I could just relax and do that. I could sleep in. I could take baths. Several times a week, I took baths just because the physical ailments were really soothed by the mineral waters. And that helped me to be present and accept life on life's terms during that time. I also attended to my eating. I think at the beginning of the week, I was probably eating too much chocolate, but then I realized, okay, my body needs some healthy food. So I had my good salads. Had mashed cauliflower. It's made like mashed potatoes, but it's cauliflower. I had that for the first time and it was really good. And low carb, excellent support for my body. So it was fun to kind of experiment and try new things to support my physical well-being. And then I also had a need for meaning. Looking at the list, I was like really needing some meaning and direction. And so I connected with some other coaches in the Colorado International Coach Federation. And it's exciting. We're working on a project together. So that gives me a lot of encouragement and structure and excitement. So when you find yourself thinking, what does self-care look like for me right now? And in this period of my life, you can take out this needs list. And I named the main headings, but there are a lot of subcategories, as you can see here. You can take out the needs list and just feel into it. What value is really most important to you right now? And kind of let yourself weigh, sensorily speaking, not just your intellectual, not what you should, but what does your real being connect with to help you decide what values are most important right now. And from there, decide practices, strategies that will help to meet those needs together. And that's how you can have awesome self-care. So I would love to share with you more about it, especially if you have a more difficult or challenging situation. I am here to guide and support you. I can coach you through all kinds of everyday, making your life even more amazing than ever, or through working through difficulties in life transitions that you might need support with. Please sign up for an intake call or sign up for one of my classes, or you can just message me at Beth@MindfulNBC to learn more and to get a copy of the needs list. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.